are you? Tense, excited, nervous? Getting your snacks ready, we hope. I'm Priya and this is your countdown to the final of Celebrity Traitors with BBC News Live. I'm here with Lila, our BBC News reporter who's been very closely following things.
Hello, well this is exciting, isn't it?
Yes.
It's been brilliant, hasn't it? The backstabbing, the cliffhangers. Oh, well, we would love to hear from you, so please text us. You can just drop us a message on 07756 165 803 and let us know how you're celebrating the final of the Celebrity Traitors. Maybe you're dressing up, maybe you're at a watch party, and also tell us what's been your favourite moments of the season and what you're looking forward to this evening.
Yes, will the final tonight leave you flabbergasted?
Ah, good reference.
Which celebrity is really the most two-faced? I would say it takes one to know one, Alan.
Definitely.
Or maybe
although Celia Imrie's already admitted that she thinks she's
Yes, and Lucy is still convinced that Claire Balding is a traitor, despite
the
fact
that she's out.
Yeah, I saw her saying that on Uncloaked. So there are a lot of questions tonight, and we have got so much coming up for you over the next hour as we get you ready for the final of the Celebrity Traitors. We've got ex-faithfuls and traitors for their hot take on this season. We've also got some psychologists who are also massive fans of the show but have been having some very intriguing takes. One thing I've heard them talk about actually is the role of humour, and Alan Carr might be a name that comes to mind when it comes to that.
I love it. They can just dig into the behaviour, the psychology of it all.
Things.
Because we think when we watch it that we know as viewers, we're like, oh, that's a tell. But maybe they'll say, no, that's not how it works.
No.
And also, you know, sometimes people get called out for being a traitor because they're too confident, sometimes because they're too quiet. I mean, some people would say that you can't win, but it'll be really interesting to get their expert opinion on this. Also, fashion has been a huge part of this series, hasn't it?
And the set, amazing.
I mean, I definitely tried to channel a little bit of Claudia tonight with this outfit.
Well.
Thank you.
You've done well.
So we are going to speak to a fashion expert later on who can talk us through the styling and how that's impacted the show and maybe the trends that the fans have been following on and the impact of it. I love it.
It's absolutely amazing. Right, let's kick this party off, shall we? We can speak to a former contestant, a former faithful who you may well just remember from season 1, Maddie Smedley. Welcome to our programme.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. Now listen, first of all, just what is your take of seeing this game play out through celebrities?
Oh my goodness, it's very different, I think, to the civilian one. I love saying civilian, but yeah, you know what I mean. But basically, I think they've enjoyed it a lot more than we did, which is quite nice for them. but in a way of like they can have a laugh with it, whereas I think we were like, we've got to find these traitors. Do you know what I mean? I think I took it a bit too seriously. I wish I'd had a bit more of a laugh in there because I came back from it and went to the care home again and I was like, I'm on death row. And I tried to explain the game, but actually I wasn't on death row. So, yeah.
Do you think they're kinder to each other than the civilian version, as you say?
I think so. Like, I think they're more likely as well to keep all of who they think is a traitor, like inside rather than saying it as it is. Because I think they're all really close friends, or they've got like people around the table that they're like, they know more, whereas we didn't know anyone. So, you know what I mean? You're just sort of basing it on what you see or judgment, which is really harsh.
But they're not doing as well, are they?
No, I was going to ask you, what is your assessment as a faithful? Where have they gone wrong?
I think they should have said it they should have done more snooping like Celia and just said it how it is. Like, I feel like Nick should have maybe just called them out round the round table, but I don't know. He's
been very clever at the end here. Has he left it too late?
Well, he made the final, so I feel like you never know. If him and Joe Marler team up, they could win it. And I'm rooting for them because there's got to be some hope in this world, you know, because Alan Carr's just laughing for it all, isn't he? But it's hilarious. And
is that your prediction then, them as a duo?
I hope so. Yeah, I'm going to root for those two because, yeah. Oh, my God, I've got 5 minutes until downtime. You know, when you set your... Yeah, sorry.
On your phone telling you to be a better person, basically.
No,
Let's squeeze this in then. Before that, let's squeeze this in.
No, don't worry, I can cancel it. Yeah.
As an actor,
Yeah.
what are the pros and cons? Or somebody who's, you know, in some kind of performance-based job, what are the pros and cons to playing this game?
Yeah, they think you're performing, whereas you're actually just being yourself in the game because it's a game, you know. And I wanted to be like, it's a completely different thing to act in something and then be yourself around the round table. Like it's, and then they also think you're a traitor because that's playing a role. And
But
I
you
remember,
kept it secret, didn't you, for
yeah,
ages?
I know for ages. And also, basically, guys, I wanted to leave the night before. That's why I told some people. I said, by the way, I'm an actor and there's cameras on you at all times. So then they said to me, you've got to repeat that if you survive at breakfast. And I survived. I had to repeat it. And because I changed my mind in the car, I was like, God, yeah, I've come so far. I can't give up
That's
now.
all the stuff we don't hear about. Well, even on this series, obviously, you know, the viewers know these characters, but even the actors on this series have been accused of using their acting skills to deceive the other contestants. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, and it's quite sad because I think at the end of the day, Mark was just a passionate actor that, you know, and they accused him of being a traitor maybe because of his roles that he played in Line of Duty. Was it Line of Duty? One of them, but yeah, I think they accused him of playing the role when actually he was just being himself. So that was quite
He
sad.
said to someone, didn't he, please don't judge me as my character, see me for
I
who I
know.
am.
Yeah,
But then you have
and that-
Kate also being quite, you know, dramatic in some ways, a bit like
that's true.
Mark.
Magic because you can be over the top or you can like react in a certain way and then people be like, you're a traitor for that. You know what I mean? It's like you could do it, you could literally sneeze and they'd be like, you're a traitor, you know? So bless Kate, but I'm glad that Kate had a good time because she's been through so much and part of me was like, I don't want her to be put around the round table. Do you know what I mean? You just like, yeah, I wanted to protect her a bit, but I'm glad she had a great time.
Yeah, I think she said that it's brought a whole lot of light to her life, which is
I
fantastic.
know.
Have you been watching it as someone who's been on the show as a former contestant? Does that feel different? Do you watch it in a different way, do you think?
Yeah, I at first I get all nervous and like clammy, but then at the end I'm really enjoying it. It's like my form of therapy because I know I'm okay and no one's going to murder me in the night or touch wood. But like, do you know what I mean? I'm like I'm safe and I can really enjoy it more. So, and also it's such a like topic of conversation. So loads of random people chat, and I think it brings everyone together because we're like, "Are you watching it? Oh, I'm watching it. Are you watching?" And I love that. It's like everyone is going through a lot, and some people have it like really tough lives, but you can all sit around the telly at the same time and then connect over the traitors. Who'd have thought? And I love that.
There, those water cooler moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Maddie, so you reckon you're going to make the call for Joe and Nick to pull through as faithfuls?
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. If not,
Amazing.
I think it'd be the traitors, but yeah, it could be any of them. Who knows? Come
Well,
on,
listen, it's amazing to be able to speak to you. Thank you so much for joining us on our countdown and enjoy watching the final tonight.
Wait.
Have a brilliant evening.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Right, well, lots of you are watching it in lots of different ways. We know lots of you are on the sofa at home. Some of you have also gone to a watch party to be alongside lots of other people, and so has our reporter Emily Brown.
We are here at a Traitors watch party in central London, and I'm pleased to say that they've really embraced the Celebrity Traitors theme tonight. We have lanterns on the table, we have some Celebrity Traitors themed drinks, and I've even seen a few people in cloaks. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to grab a chat with them a bit later on.
It's quite fun, isn't it? Everybody's got together to watch something in a room at the same time. Like it kind of goes against how we do loads of stuff right now, kind of just on our phones or catching up on demand. It feels like there's quite a buzz where you are.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's still an hour to go and we're expecting this to get even busier here. This is a sold-out ticketed event in Holborn, and the manager here told me that more people were asking if they could bring +1s, but they just didn't have the space. And it just shows just how much people have been behind Celebrity Traitors. And we know that the viewing figures have been absolutely enormous for each episode. But everyone here is very, very excited. They've got drinks in their hands, cloaks, as I mentioned. I'm hoping to see some people dressed as Claudia Winkleman. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm hoping that that will happen at some point.
Emily, have you heard any predictions? Do they want faithfuls to win? Do they want traitors to win?
Oh, a bit of a mix. A couple of people are backing Joe Marler. Quite a few people supporting Alan. Found him very entertaining the whole way through. So yeah, a little bit of a mix, I suppose.
And so did you say there were some themed drinks? Did I hear that correctly? What were some of them called?
Oh, I'll have to check. We've got one traitor one and one faithful one. They both involve some sort of Prosecco, and they're both in different colours. So we've got red for traitors and green for faithfuls. So I'm keeping my eye out and seeing what everyone's decided to order, and I think that's quite telling about the type of fans that we have here tonight. So yeah, a bit of a mix I'm expecting to see.
I feel like flabbergasted would be a good name for a cocktail.
Or something that leaves you a bit flabbergasted.
Have people been talking about their favourite moments at all, Emily? Have people been telling you about
so many favourite moments? We've had so many favourite moments. We've had a lot of Alan Carr's, also the Celia farting, that's come up a couple of times. I mean, hard to avoid that one. And the side-eye. One of the fans said to me that, you know, they don't want to forget the earlier episodes. I mean, obviously there's been so much excitement in the last couple of episodes, but let's not forget kind of the flabbergasted comments from Kate where Tom Daly threw his side-eye, and then it turned into some viral meme where everyone was chatting about it, and so that's been brought up as well tonight. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to pinpoint one moment because there are just so many, but everyone's just been enjoying it so much.
Well, Emily, we're going to check back in with you a few times throughout this programme, so get chatting around. Hopefully, I'd be quite keen to see if you do see anybody dressed as Claudia, or maybe it'll be a contest to be the best Claudia. So yeah, enjoy it, and we'll come back to you shortly.
I definitely wouldn't judge her if she went for a faithful cocktail.
It's interesting.
It's research.
We were talking earlier, is it better or is it more natural to support the traitors because we've been in on the secret, or does that make us all a bit kind of bad people?
I thought it was a really interesting question. I saw that online going around. People were saying, do you support the traitors or do you support the faithfuls? And I realised, having never actually thought about it, that I've been gunning for the traitors the whole way through. I want them to win, which feels... I'm questioning my morals.
Well, no, exactly. But there's chance now for the faithfuls to do it. So David's going to play such a key role in this.
Yeah.
If basically it's looking like Nick and Joe have kind of sussed it out, and now, you know, they're trying to convince each other, convince David, and they could swing it. I mean, it's possible that it's been looking like it would be the traitors all the way through, but it could be pivotal. Right, what is the time? Shall we have a check? It has just gone 8 o'clock, and we are your countdown to the final of the Celebrity Traitors. We have got the clock there for you on the screen as well. What does it say? 55 minutes and just gone 30 seconds. Do let us know, of course, as we say, we'd love to hear from you how you are getting ready. What's your setup? Who are you watching with? Are you dressed up?
Well, I'm keeping an eye on the messages coming in. So as I said earlier, you can text us. We would love to hear from you. The number is 07756 165 803. So let us know how you're celebrating the final. Maybe you're dressing up. Emily mentioned some people wearing some cloaks there. Yeah. We tried to bring cloaks in this evening, but the bosses said no, which I think is a little bit mean. But I've got a Claudia-esque collar, slightly gothic.
Well, we both sort of coordinated with some velvet as well, which we felt was fitting.
She's great wardrobe. We'll definitely chat through her fashion later. But I've had a text here from Bev. She says the celebrity version of Traitors has been absolutely superb. Loved every episode. The choice of celebs is simply perfect. Going to be truly gripped to tonight's final. Don't want it to end. Yeah, I think that'll be a real sort of hole in the calendar every week, every sort of Wednesday, Thursday evening. It's nice having that moment, that appointment of you, isn't it? It feels a bit retro.
Yeah, it's become a bit of a ritual, and you sort of know what all the chat's going to be the next day when you go to school or you go to work, and it's this kind of collective, oh my God. Or because there's been absolutely jaw-dropping moments. There's also been laugh out loud moments.
It's been hilarious.
Emily mentioned the farting, but Celia is the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, when she was screaming or squealing like a banshee. So we'd love to see your photographs as well of how you are spending the evening, whether you yourself are dressed up, whether you've got some of your own themed snacks. I mean, that could make us pretty jealous as well.
And predictions. We want to hear your predictions.
Of course.
Gavin in Loch Ness says, Joe and Nick to share the prize. Alan and Kat will be banished first. And given there's the suspicion of David throughout, Joe will persuade Nick to banish him in his final vote, leaving them to share the prize. Okay, predictions coming in. Thank you.
Yeah, keep those coming. Right, I am told that Emily has got some Traitors super fans to be talking to at her watch party.
I have indeed, but first of all, I wanted to show you the drinks menu. We mentioned earlier about the Celebrity Traitors themed drinks, and here we have a Faithful Fizz and a Traitors Twist. So there you go. Those are the drinks on offer tonight. They have really, really embraced the Traitors theme here. We have lanterns on the table, a bit of kind of mood lighting, which I like to think is sort of like a castle, maybe. But who I want to speak to are the people that walked in cloaks. And actually, one of them was in a cloak on the tube on her way here to the Traitors watch party, so we can speak to them now. Hello, guys.
Hey,
hi, how are you? You all look amazing. Talk me through these cloaks.
Oh, sure. Well, we actually came to another watch party for the regular Traitors sort of earlier this year, so we kind of all decided we would dress up for that one. So yeah, I think we had the cloaks on and a few people who were also dressed up as like Claudia Winkleman. So yeah, that's me.
I really wanted to come as Claudia this evening, the funeral scene where she arrives on a horse and she's in the black veil, but I had a work event prior to this, so I thought that rocking up with a hobby horse and a black veil onto my work event might be a little bit much.
You thought you'd have to tone it down?
Yeah, if this is toned down, I'm not entirely sure.
And I have to speak to you because you actually came on the tube, didn't you?
I did, yes. It was raining, so I thought I may as well put my cloak on now because at least then I've got a hood. But I did get a few funny looks, but I feel like everyone in London loves Celebrity Traitors, so it was okay.
And what are you most looking forward to tonight? What are you expecting to see?
Oh my goodness, it's been so exciting the whole way through. I think it's everybody that hasn't even watched the normal Traitors have been watching this one. So I'm really desperate to know if Alan is going to continue to fool everybody, or if Nick and Joe are going to finally work out that he is actually a traitor.
Well, enjoy it. Thank you so much for speaking to me. Well, there we go. Our first lot of fans wearing cloaks tonight and fully embracing the Celebrity Traitors theme. And more people are expecting to come here in the next 50 minutes ahead of the screening of the final.
Emily, amazing. And thanks for showing us the drinks menu as well. We'll check back in again with you in a little while.
I love the idea that she, that guest nearly considered bringing a horse. At first I thought she meant a real one.
But also the slight level of rationality that she thought maybe going to a work event dressed as Claudia or even just in a cloak, that stopped her slightly.
I think it's a great shout.
I mean, you know, could have been a bit helpful, could have scared people into getting your way. Right, you are watching our countdown to the Celebrity Traitors final with BBC News Live. I'm Priya, this is Lila, and we're taking you up until 9 o'clock when it all happens. As I mentioned, we are going to be joined by some ex-contestants, and now we can speak to, well, somebody who was a faithful, who became a traitor in season 3. We have got Charlotte Berman. Hi, Charlotte, how are you?
Good, I'm really good. I'm so excited.
You kind of look like you're in a bit of a castle. You kind of look like you potentially are still at the Traitors Castle.
Well, funnily enough, behind me is the giraffe lamp, which is in the Traitors Castle. And when I went to Traitors and did the show myself, I did a double take because we were given this lamp as wedding present. So I clearly was meant to be a contestant on the show, I think. I thought you were saying that you'd nicked it from the castle, which I was kind of impressed with, to be honest. I should have got like a pair so I could have one on the other side. Charlotte, how's it been watching it back? You were in the last season, you obviously had a tumultuous experience, highs and lows. What's it like watching it as an ex-contestant? It's in one way so great because I know that, you know, I've had my chance and now I can just sit back and sort of, you know, comment from the sofa. But in another way, it's just so surreal being like, I was there, or, you know, and seeing them go through that round table. And even, for example, one of the first things I said at the very beginning was, oh, I sat where Celia's sitting, because you get kind of assigned seats around the round table, which was just little things like that. You kind of can't believe that it's real and that I did it and now I'm watching it. Do you? I didn't know you got assigned seats. So do you sit in the same seat each night? Well, yeah, but obviously it depends if people get banished or murdered. So you know, you might get a different partner, but you wouldn't necessarily move from this side to that side, if that makes sense. So yeah. I love getting all the behind the scenes
that's
intel.
really interesting. Because we wanted to ask you as well, your round table seemed a whole lot feistier than some of the celebrity round tables. I mean, how much is it to do with... You potentially sort of talk to or about more, because actually people that sat just beside you, perhaps you don't notice. I don't know if there is something about that, but I would say that might have rung true when I was there. But I think you're right. I think the celebrities, they are having feisty round tables. I mean, Joe Marler's gone for it, I think. But I think you're right. I think we had a lot of tears, didn't we? I mean, I cried at the round table. Lots of people cried. I think it's very emotional when you really don't know anyone and you are there by yourself. Whereas at least the celebrities do have that kind of safety net of, some of them have worked together in the past, or they've interviewed each other, or, you know, there's kind of that camaraderie of working in the same sort of circles, which we didn't have. So maybe that put us a bit more on edge. I don't know. But I also think it's interesting because in the celebrity version, we obviously know about their lives. We know who they are. They're not going to suddenly have a secret son on the cast as well. I mean, we're not going to find out that Paloma Faith is Jonathan Ross's daughter or something. I mean, that would be a great twist, to be fair. That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, so in one way I've missed the secrets, but that's why it's going to be so brilliant when the new year comes round and we get our Traitors fix all over again in 2026, because I love the kind of hilarious secrets like me doing a Welsh accent and stuff, which God knows if it worked or not. But yeah, I don't know. I think the celebrities have brought so much joy and just so much humour. I mean, Alan Carr has had me in stitches every single episode. So I feel like we're going to get a lot more humour today, but also intensity and suspense, because I just have no idea how it's going to turn out. Who have you got your money on?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'd have to do an each way bet.
Oh, come on. No. Not on this programme.
Okay, I'm just going to say, because I was a traitor at the end, I'm rooting for the traitors. But do we think Alan can get away with that I'm a faithful cackle that he did last week? I just don't know.
Well, somebody who you will know and who you will have probably locked eyes with, no doubt, across the round table is joining us here in the studio. Alexander Dragonetti, hi. How are you?
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
What's your experience like watching it?
Oh, I love it. It's much less stressful being on this side of the table at this one rather than
don't walk our table here.
Yeah.
Is this not as daunting?
Yeah, and also hi Charlotte. You know, it's been
a little while
since we were up against each other.
Yes.
Yeah. How does that feel now?
We're still working through it. Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, there's a lot to process.
Well, listen, just for anybody who doesn't remember your iconic time on the show, here is a little reminder.
Frankie's voting record is not great in the sense she hasn't voted for traitors, but I personally don't see it. I like her as a person. I think we naturally get on quite well. This is so annoying if she's been playing me the whole time.
Oh my God! Alexander!
What? not an athlete.
Thank you very much. That's not what I took from that, but thank you. Yes, let's go with
well,
athlete.
to quote what you said, I saw that coming.
Yeah. Well, I sort of see playing badminton, and I think I know what happens next. It's the hedge.
So listen.
Even at the final, there was still a gap in that hedge. Even when we were at the fire pit, there was still a hole in the hedge. Yeah, I could see it behind. Anyway, sorry.
Well, you've truly left your mark on the castle.
I have.
I wanted to ask you, as a faithful, is it looking, and through all the seasons, because it is possible that faithfuls win now.
Yeah.
It's completely possible. Is it like they're becoming more likely to win? Because for ages it always feels like it's the traitors in the traitors' favour. But as seasons go on, and you might see or learn traitors' tactics, is that a plus for faithfuls?
Maybe. I mean, I think to be honest, there's not enough seasons to really have enough evidence to know that that's true. Personally, I think that's what's so great about the game. It's so well balanced between the two sides. And of course, we look at it tonight and we say, well, there's still 2 traitors, but there are 3 faithfuls. But only one traitor needs to make it through to the end to steal everything. And so, even if Alan gets found out and he's left enough clues, I could still see Kat sailing through and taking it at the end.
Do you think they could turn on each other?
I'd like to see it. I mean, a bit of traitor on traitor is always a sort of good thing to see in a show, isn't it, Charlotte? But spent more time taking down traitors than faithfuls. But
she's still there.
Is she
She's
good?
still with us.
I'm glad. I wouldn't want that wasted.
You can have the right to reply here, Charlotte.
I mean, I kind of agree. I kind of think the thing is, I actually think differently. I think Kat might turn on Alan, but I just think Joe and Nick, I think they are suspicious of Kat. So if that happens, I do wonder if there would be a faithful victory. I think Alan might need to stay in, and then he might be the winning traitor if a traitor won. I just wonder.
I mean, would that be completely surprising? What do you two think? I mean, for Alan, who can't keep a straight face, to become a traitor and win, is that mind-blowing?
I mean, it's a great story, which I love. It probably says more about people's failure to find.
How about the big dog theory? Because, Alexander, you have shared with us your favourite moment, and it involves Jonathan.
Are you a faithful or are you a traitor?
I've got no idea what everyone's doing wrong. I cannot believe you've done it again. I cannot believe that I'm standing here for no good reason. So I don't want to be rude, but you're idiots. But I'm not judging because it's fiendish, so I am not blaming the players, I'm blaming the game. I am now, and I have been all through the game completely faithful. To the traitors!
Absolutely great.
Oh, it's a good moment, isn't it?
It's a brilliant moment, and that's the thing I love most about the traitors. It's got this pantomime kind of feel, and I do like the way Jonathan Ross has lent into that in the outfits, in the way he's played the game, which has been pretty over the top, and that speech was very much in line with it.
I knew he was a traitor.
Yes.
And I felt, oh my God, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we've got some clips of him here in those fantastic outfits.
Yeah.
I mean, he brought some style, didn't he? That's another thing. We're going to speak to a celebrity and fashion stylist later on in the show. But I feel like the celebrities really went to town with their outfits. I mean, how much... I'm not saying you didn't. How much...
No, it's fine.
You look lovely. How much thought did you put into your wardrobe before you went on?
Well, you don't know how long you're going to be in there, so it's always a hostage to fortune. Obviously, they tell you to bring so many outfits, but you could be out in the first round, and I almost did by throwing myself off a train.
That was far too kind of you.
Yeah, it's sort of, especially with the diplomatic background, I kind of unilaterally negotiated myself off a train. No one even asked. So I sort of packed 12 identical blue jumpers. Now I was pretty proud of that. I was like, well, that'll
no leopard print cardigans.
No. If I'd have my time again, maybe I'd do more of that. But you're right. I suspect the celebrities might have a little bit more help with their wardrobe. I could be wrong.
Paloma Faith did say that she was really sad that she didn't get to wear all the outfits she packed.
Yes, and also I saw Celia's very sparkly shoes on Uncloaked that she said to Ed Gamble she was going to save for the final. And And look, if I was Celia, I'd back myself too. But yeah, so I do think there is, and maybe that's another thing, that as the seasons go on, it becomes more and more and more of a thing. Yeah. Can you describe to us the atmosphere of being in that castle? Because obviously we watch it every week. We go away, live our best lives, and come back and, oh, you're still in the castle. I mean, what is it actually like? Is there an intensity?
I mean, it's one of the things that people have said, is it more intense watching or playing? The answer is playing by so many degrees. The key is the round table. That's the heart of the show. And so everything is set up to get you to the round table. So the morning, you have breakfast, you're positioning for the day. You have a sort of small break during the mission where it's everybody together focusing on the same objective. And then you're back, and it's sort of the last-ditch negotiations to make sure it's not you who ends up out. And Nick Mohammed said it in the last one. Yes, you're looking for traitors, but they do regenerate. So what you're really doing is trying to stay in the game, and that's all that manoeuvring is to the end, and the stress of walking down that corridor to the round table. It's a lot.
Can I ask, Charlotte, while we have you as well, well, it'd be rude if I didn't. I just was wondering, you know, what do you make of Charlotte Church's Welsh accent?
I mean, it's phenomenal. It's the authentic, real deal.
What was that like? I mean, because obviously, as we were saying earlier, you can't come in as a celebrity and try and fake something. But it felt quite ironic, quite funny that here you have a Charlotte who has got a Welsh accent, and she comes in and, I mean, you must have had some comments made to you and some funny conversations.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, from the moment she was announced as being part of the cast, I was sort of like, yes, an actual Welsh Charlotte is going into the castle. I mean, you know, I had to root for her. I've known about Charlotte Church, followed her sort of for so long, you know, ever since she sort of broke out as a really young opera singer. But I thought it was so fantastic, and just such a coincidence that it was sort of back-to-back series. So I was quite gutted actually that she got you know, out sort of fairly well, and yeah, I just thought it was great. So we'll see who's representing Wales in the next series.
Yeah, and it is incredible. She said, I think, that even when she went to the doctors, having kind of left the castle, that everyone was asking her about it, and it felt really communal, which I think is a key thing of this programme. Charlotte, it's amazing to speak to you. Enjoy watching tonight. I think it's a good time to now cross back over to lots of you who are watching all together with our reporter Emily, who's live at a watch party in London. How is it going there, Emily?
Well, it's getting busier and busier here as the clock is ticking and the countdown is on to the Celebrity Traitors Final. I've managed to speak to some people in cloaks. I'm hoping to see a few more people in Claudia Winkleman outfits. Haven't found them just yet, but there's definitely a bit of a theme here. We've got lanterns on the table, we've got Celebrity Traitor themed drinks, and I'm pleased to say quite a few super fans as well. I can speak to a few of them now. Hi guys, how are you feeling ahead of the final tonight?
Good. I'm a bit nervous. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm a bit like, excited though. I think, yeah, I kind of want to see a takedown of the traitors, so that's what I'm hoping. But yeah, excited.
We're feeling flabbergasted.
You've been waiting all night to say that, haven't
you? We practiced that one, yes. And we've got, we'd like to have some sun-dried tomatoes on this plate there as well, unfortunately.
You haven't missed anything. What have been your favourite moments so far?
I'm actually Team Kat. I really hope that she wins. I think I didn't actually know who she was before, but I think she's been fab. So I would love to see her win. So yeah, I think she's great.
What about you guys?
So my favourite moment was when they were outside playing badminton, and Alan said to Celia, "We need some wind to get the shuttlecock over the net." I thought that was really funny because obviously she farted, and I feel like that should win an Oscar or a BAFTA or something. Like, she needs to win an award for that fart because it was 10 out of 10.
What about you?
I actually agree. The Celia farting was like really, really funny. I like how she just owned it as well, because we all do it, even me. So I'm gonna take that.
We were flabbergasted by that fart for sure. Like, flabbergasted.
What do you think about Celebrity Traitors as well in comparison to other seasons? How has this been different? What have you thought?
I think it's interesting because I've seen all of the series. It's a different kind of way they're playing tactics. I think there's obviously the big dog theory and stuff like that, and you know stuff about each other that you wouldn't necessarily know. When it's normal traitors, you don't know each other. You can lie about your occupation, whereas you can't really do that in this Traitors. I think it's a different dynamic. I think obviously Alan Carr has managed to stay in for a while. I personally think it's really obvious he's a traitor. But because he like laughs it off and was like, oh, it's just Alan, oh, we forgot he had a shield. I think it's a different dynamic, and I love it. Like, I'm not complaining, I think it's great, but it's definitely a different dynamic, and I think it's really exciting.
What do you guys think?
I agree. I think it's also interesting to see that they've lasted so far without getting a traitor out. So I think it's like the longest they've gone without voting someone out. So it's interesting to see how they've all turned on each other. But it's been an amazing series. I think, yeah, Celia Emery is my personal favourite. So I was so sad when she left, personally.
Do you think it's that the traitors have been really, really good, or is it that the faithfuls haven't played the game very well?
It's definitely been a mix between the two, but I think they're kind of done now. I think Joe Marler's got their number very much towards the last episode. They said, I think, they've definitely read them. It's been great. It's been a great series.
I just think the faithfuls have been a bit rubbish, to be honest, and I think that's the main difference between the celebrity one and the normal one. I just think they're too nice to each other because they all know each other in real life, and they just I don't really know why.
What's going to happen tonight?
I don't know. Like I said, I think I want a takedown. I want a faithfuls takedown, and I love the traitors. I love Kat. I love Alan. Like, Alan's absolutely hilarious, but I just want to see some traitor act. Like, I just want to see them, do something. So that's what I'm excited about.
Great. Well, enjoy it, guys. Thanks for speaking to us. We have a few more people that I want to speak to as well. We have Taz and Sarah. Hi, guys. You're actually on a date tonight. What made you choose this as a date?
Well, we're huge fans of the Traitors, and we constantly talk about it, and we talk about theories, so we thought, why not go out with a bang?
Why are you such big fans of it? What have you enjoyed the most?
I like the competitiveness of it, and there's a rivalry, you don't know what's going to happen, like the fact that people are lying, but then they have to hide it, so there's all this atmosphere around that and how people handle that, and it's also just a good bit of fun as well. So,
any kind of standout moments for either of you?
I think it was Jonathan's speech, right, when he was going out. It was really unexpected. He made it seem like I'm a faithful, then he switched. I love seeing people's faces around that as well. So,
brilliant. Well, enjoy it. Thank you very much for speaking to us. And from a date to a newly married couple. Hi, guys. Thanks so much for speaking to us. Nick, is it right that you are a Traitors super fan?
Oh yeah, I love the Traitors. Oh my goodness, favourite TV show ever.
How come? What do you enjoy about it?
I enjoy the drama, I enjoy the lying, the backstabbing, and just the sheer dynamics between people. And I think basically it's everyone's life played out in a TV show.
And what have you enjoyed about this particular series, Celebrity Traitors?
So I feel like there's something with the Celebrity Traitors where they're all really nice to each other, and I just want them to be a little bit meaner. So we saw glimpses of that maybe at the last round table between David and Kate, and I'm hoping there's going to be a...
Tom Daley I was okay with. I think people like Joe, or what was Joe... Not Joe that stayed in. He's been Joe Wilkinson. That's it. The other Joe that's left. He's very good, isn't he? And I think he will sway the final in a very unpredictable way.
And what do you think?
So I think we've had some real icons. We've had Stephen Fry, obviously, and Claire Balding, two major British TV icons who left, sadly, a little bit too early for my liking. I would have liked them to stay on a bit longer. But I love Joe Marler, and I think he's absolutely going to smash it in the final. Rooting for Joe.
What about you?
I would really like the Traitors to win, just because I think that would be quite good. However, the last episode, because they showed Joe saying, "I know who the traitors are," I feel like that's indicating lots of drama tonight for the first part of the episode. So I wouldn't be surprised if Joe goes first and then really throws it all open.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's just amazing how much knowledge you both have. Has this really taken over both your lives?
Well, given we've only just got married and that was taking over our lives, it's been a lovely distraction.
Oh, Oh, great. Well, enjoy it, guys. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Well, there we go. Some Celebrity Traitors superfans, I would say, who are very knowledgeable about the series and the season, and are very much looking forward to watching the screening tonight, which will be shown here in central London at a sold-out watch party. And I can see more and more people coming through the door, hoping for a few more people in fancy dress, traitors-type costumes, but we will wait and see.
Yes, Emily, thank you so much. God, it's amazing to hear from some of those people. And Alexander of season 3, who's with us in the studio, was nodding along to those people saying that the Faithfuls have been rubbish. Why?
No.
You come on.
I think there have been quite a lot of clues. They took the longest to get a traitor out from any series we've had so far. The traitors have played it well, but I think if you had to sort of put it on one side, I'd say the Faithfuls could have done maybe a little more.
How or why have they not been as good as they could have been, do you think?
It's a good question. I think one thing that is different about the Celebrity series is they haven't formed alliances like I've seen in previous series, and I think that's hugely important. Partly it's a sort of psychological thing. You have your tribe or your crew and you kind of move through with that. Certainly there were sort of tribes within the series I was in, and for a period I had a group of 4 or 5 people and I knew we would all vote the same way, and we kind of blocked up.
But how did you know that? How did you know you could trust them?
Well, you never fully know you can trust. Charlotte was in that group,
well,
so you never know you can trust her, and she became a traitor, and that was a really big change. And I remember she came into breakfast. I think it's on screen. She came to breakfast and she was like, "Alexander, I actually think it's you." And I was like, "No. We've been really close through this game. There's something's off." And that was when I was like, "Okay, well, I think you've turned." And so, but you'd have to go in blocks, partly because you need the sort of the psychological support and the group, but partly it's also all comes down to votes at the table. I used to talk about it being a bit like the UN in the diary room, and I was like, it's all coming down to the votes. I think it's 5-4. I think this is how it's going to go. And they didn't show any of that because it was really boring chat from me about the UN. So they cut it correctly, but.
Hey, well, you
But
said
it is a bit
here,
like that, a little bit.
And you have perfectly teed up a question I had, which is which celebrity traitor or contestant would make the best diplomat?
It's a good question. I would go for Nick Mohammed. I think he's played it really strategically. He's noticed that you don't have to be loud. You can listen a lot and you can wait. If you get traitors out, they can regenerate. So he's stuck close to traitors. He's ridden their coattails to the end, and now he knows who he thinks it is. He agrees with Joe Marler, and now it's his time to strike. Have they, and I think that listening, that sort of being a little bit grey, standing back a little bit, probably served him very well. Have he and Joe Marler left it a little bit late, just one round too late, getting Kate out? Maybe.
Do you think?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well,
But
let us know what
maybe.
you think at home, by the way. You can text us on 07756 165 803 and we 07756 165 803. We just had a text in from Matthew in Newark. He says, "I'm all set and ready for the final. I've trusted no one since episode 1. Even my cat's been giving me the side eye during the show." He's taken that into his real life. I like that.
Who would you have given a side eye to?
Who did I give side eye to? I mean, Mina, I had a sort of side eye for a while. I was like, I don't fully suspect. And the reason is, there's no crumbs. There's no reason to suspect her. And there are very few people who get through the game without any sort of without any sort of read on. She was just almost too perfect. So I was like,
That's
maybe,
a real skill,
maybe,
isn't it?
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
If ever that was an insult, it's this game.
Oh, I mean, she was like almost the perfect traitor, wasn't she? She played it so well. And the only thing that made her stand out was the fact that, unlike anybody else, there were no clues on her.
Now, yeah, I was going to say, it's been mentioned a lot. It's about time we grace our viewers.
So
Welcome to the worst team building away day experience in history. What just happened?
I just farted, Claudia. I'm so sorry.
Celia.
I'm so sorry. It's nerves, but I always own up.
I know. I always own up too. Guys, settle.
Yes, that iconic moment that so many people. I do hope though that she's remembered for more than that fart. But you know, if she's meant that she is now an icon in so many more people's minds, then perhaps that's quite perfect.
Do you know what? I think she'd love it.
I think, you know what, I think she would too. She's definitely not ashamed, that's for sure. You've mentioned the psychology a little bit, Alexander.
Yeah.
We are now joined by two psychologists from Chester University. We've got Dr. Clea Wright and Dr. Kevin Hotchard. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you're also super fans, but can I ask you, as people who've been watching and kind of closely, I imagine, looking for little telltale signs, from a psychological point of view, has there been any kind of particular moment that's been really intriguing for you to observe?
Well, I think one thing, a big missed opportunity for the faithfuls was that two of the traitors, both Alan and Jonathan, slipped up. So the faithfuls have got so little information to go on, haven't they? But both Alan and Jonathan forgot that they had a shield, and the faithfuls kind of noticed this, but they didn't seem to make a big deal of it. And I think that was a really big missed opportunity.
Yeah, and this idea of shields being so important, you can see, it was actually Jonathan Ross that pointed it out when he actually did receive a shield. He said something akin to, I'm so glad I have a shield. I don't have to put in the effort acting at the breakfast table. Because this is all about having to manage so much information and misinformation. It adds up in terms of what we call cognitive load. And people can only have so much on their plate at any one time. So that showed an immense awareness on his part. And actually, it showed as to why he was so good as a traitor until finally he was, I think Kat smelled blood in the water and she turned on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it shows his adaptability, which was fantastic.
We're actually getting in some text from viewers who've also commented on this. So David's texted in saying, Alan has forgotten he had a shield, laughed when declaring himself a faithful, and been sweating and shifty throughout. What more does he have to do to announce his guilt? So I guess the viewers agree with you there.
I think the reason Alan's got away with it, and the reason Alan's been such a brilliant and unexpected traitor, because when he was first selected as a traitor, he was very nervous, wasn't he? He was less comfortable than Jonathan and Kat, and he said he was nervous. But his kind of natural communication style, he's very kind of easy, breezy, chatty, quite flamboyant, quite confident. And the way he communicates has acted as a kind of natural smokescreen. I think he communicates so much that it's hard for faithfuls to pick out what's relevant.
Well, just a couple of things really resonate there from my time in the game. One of them is Alan Carr's sort of easygoing personality, but also his defence. People have come for him like Claire Balding at breakfast, and he's been quite aggressive, quite hard, quite quickly, and it does make people stand off you a little bit and be a bit more nervous to come at you. So I think that's also part of it. One other thing I'd pick up is you were talking about cognitive load, and that's so true inside, because you look at Linda's head turn and you say, how did you not pick that up, right? And it's not that you say didn't pick that up, it's that there were so many other things that were in your head as well. And I think that's also responsible why you see this crazy phenomenon of somebody getting 5 votes at a table, almost leaving like David did, and then never being mentioned again, because 24 hours later, there's a whole new load of information and you've moved on.
And perhaps it's easy for us to just sit and, as viewers and just pick out these little things. I was listening to your podcast, The Psychology of Celebrity Traitors, and I found it really interesting when you spoke specifically about the role of humour in this series. Tell our listeners and viewers a little bit about that if you can.
Well, humour is very disarming. It's one of those things that people use. We're a social species. And one of the great things about humor is it helps bonding. So we can't help ourselves but to try and use humor to form bonds, to foster positive relationships. And this has actually been really to Alan's benefit. He's so funny, people dismiss any of the red flags. No matter how sweaty he is, they just cling on to the humour.
Yeah, and he's used humour really brilliantly to deflect, hasn't he? So if he's challenged or accused of something, he just makes a joke out of it, and people don't really go back to it. Although Joe has noticed that, hasn't he? That he uses humour to deflect.
Joe's been really sharp, actually. And of all the people, I think Joe has actually used a really interesting strategy, because he has really honed in on the idea of forming relationships quickly to be able to affect the change through the voting. Him and Nick had this particular moment on the chessboard where they really just showed that, Nick, they both took a risk, and that shows a certain amount of vulnerability, which is a trust signal. So that's something that you wouldn't necessarily see traitors do, especially managing the cognitive load and so on, in such a short amount of time. They both came up with this idea and went, I'm going to collaborate.
Talking of trust, what advice, if someone was going into the programme, going into the show, what advice would you give them to appear really trustworthy?
So there is some research about what we find trustworthy in other people, and it's to do with generally agreeableness, having quite relaxed, natural behaviours. But I think the key thing about all of the seasons is that the traitors could be really trustworthy people. They could be people that in the real world you could really trust, but they don't choose themselves, do they? They don't choose to be traitors. So the players and the faithfuls could be right to find somebody really trustworthy because they could be trustworthy in real life, but they happen to be a traitor.
But actually, from a gameplay perspective, what the players seem to be really focusing on is consistency. So if you start the game in a particular way, you better go on as you mean to. And that seems to signal.
So it's really interesting being able to get some of that kind of psychological take. And I know, listening to you as well, Alexander's kind of been resonating with some of... Yeah, you've been picking out those points. I mean, what about herd mentality?
Yeah, I think that is a part of it. Again, what you really want to do is stay in the game. And so if it's coalescing around somebody, you've got to be very brave to say, hey guys, I think you're all wrong. I think it's somebody else. And by the way, I'm only likely to vote, me and maybe one other person. And then I'm going to look different and outside of the herd. And you don't really want to do that. So you get two types of votes. You get votes for a traitor, and then you get votes for people who might be a traitor, but it's also not you. And so you probably let it slide a little bit if we're honest. And I think also, the other thing that I resonated is consistency. One of the things as a faithful, you don't have to lie ever. And if you choose, you can be totally consistent through the game. You can fess up to everything and be totally open and transparent. You can't do that as a traitor, and that makes it harder, obviously.
What would your professional opinion be on herd mentality?
Because sorry. I thought
we were told we were done. So herd mentality is a consequence of two key psychological principles. One is conformity and conforming with social norms, and we find it very difficult to stick our heads above the parapet, and we can come to actually believe what the group think, rather than just agree with it. We can come to believe it. And groupthink is another key principle, and sometimes groups make more extreme decisions than the addition of individual players' votes would be.
Yeah, it's such a useful tool from the traitor perspective. We've seen it throughout the game where they just plant seeds, and then they just get a few people to go along, and there you go. As soon as you have a slight majority, they really press their advantage.
Well, you can hear it when the players are talking to each other. They say, "Oh, I've heard this name mentioned a lot," and they said at the round table,
"Oh yeah,
I've heard this name comes up," and it seems to be all you have to do is suggest the name,
and they never figure out where it's coming from, which is usually a traitor, to be able to steer the group.
And this is something called...
It's really interesting, and I feel like there is so much to analyse. It is almost like a social experiment. But thank you both very much from the Psychology of Celebrity Traitors podcast, joining us there from the University of Chester.
Well, I've got some more messages coming
in. Lots of you are getting in touch.
As I said, you can text us, it's not my personal number, on 07756 165 803. Hi BBC News, it's Jess. So excited to watch. Please give me a shout out. Currently watching with my mum. Hi Jess and mum. So much love for this show. My theory is Alan is next on the round table. We'll have to see. Yeah, we will. Getting closer though. I think we've got
Just under
14
15
minutes.
Yeah, gosh, it is getting very close indeed. Now, we've mentioned lots of fashion. We've mentioned, oh, there's the exact clock. There we go, before we get too carried away. 12 minutes and 31 seconds. I hope you're getting your snacks ready. If I was at home now, I'd definitely be having lots of popcorn and getting some drinks ready and getting really settled onto the sofa to be watching. But yes, as I was saying, we have spoken quite a little bit about the fashion, the look of the castle. I love that Charlotte had that lamp in her setting as well. I mean, that was just kind of the icing on the case. Before we delve into that a little bit more, Alex, you are going to be live posting, I believe, throughout the whole show on the BBC News website, on our live page.
Making you work hard tonight.
I know, I thought you were about to ask me about fashion. I was just sort of
well, I was told you've got to
bracing
go.
myself to find something to say.
I was told you've got to. No, come on, a man dressed like you'll have something to say.
Very cool.
No, you've got to go because you're going to be a very
I
busy
do.
man, and people can be following your reaction live throughout the whole final, which is completely amazing. So you have to keep on your toes. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very
It's
much.
been great.
For having me. Lovely to
Thank you
be
very
here.
much.
Thanks.
So as we let Alex go, yes, we'll be discussing the fashion and the castle and the set and why it all and how it all looks so
because
amazing.
Claudia's fashion has been making headlines over the last few series,
Yes.
but also the contestants' fashion. So joining us now is celebrity and fashion stylist Ellis Ranson. Ellis, thank you so much for speaking to us.
For having me, I'm excited.
So this season, it's the nation's been gripped. What has stood out to you? How would you describe Claudia's style and the impact it's had?
Can I just say, I think the fashion on the Traitors for Claudia has become as iconic as her fringe. You know, we've seen
So true, that fringe is iconic.
I know, and I just think what I've realised with the Traitors, especially in comparison to other shows such as, you know, Strictly, we're seeing their own clothes, we're seeing what they can wear. It feels very relatable, and they're pieces that you can actually go and buy and wear right now. And I think Claudia has the perfect balance of high and low pieces. So we see her in Burberry, but we also see her in Zara, which is really fun.
What trends do you think she's sparked that people are now sort of copying and mimicking? I mean, I feel like I tried to have a bit of Claudia tonight.
I'm the same. I think the check shirt has definitely come back, and I do believe that is like truly because of Claudia. But we're seeing so many different trends coming through. She's doing that whole gothic chic. I think what's done really well is every outfit tells the same story, but it doesn't feel repetitive. So you're seeing, you know, 1 minute she's really chic and in like a Burberry skirt, then she's in her skinny jeans and wellies. So you're sort of seeing a lot of different trends, but all telling the same theme. You know, it's very mysterious, but almost a bit intimidating as well.
It's amazing that she does all of that, but she looks, and she might not be, but she looks comfortable. It doesn't look like really out there fashion. It feels like it's something we can all do, and it's, you know, styles we can all replicate.
I think that's what her stylist, Sinead's absolutely, you know, nailed on that. It is wearable and it feels almost comfortable and as if you could just put it on, but somehow it still feels really polished and chic.
And talking of contestants, who stood out from their style choices this season?
It's
Who's
been
made
really
some memorable
fun.
choices?
Yes, I mean, Kate Garraway has actually been voted best dressed, and I think it's all down to the jacket she wore.
As I've been a journalist for a
Which
scary
is-
number of years.
I think for her, she, you know, the teal and chocolate brown jacket with the scarf attached was just so, you know, and it was high street. I think everyone realised they could immediately go and shop that and wear it. So I think she really won there. And then Jonathan Ross, his outfits have been... What I found actually really interesting as well is I've heard Jonathan and Paloma Faith, both say that they self-styled, which usually they wouldn't do. So I think, like Lucy said, they should have guessed from Jonathan straight away that from his outfits, you know, that he wasn't that faithful.
What do you make of the green jacket before he got banished? Because, I mean, do you think he knew he was going and that felt like the right outfit?
I don't know, because he said he had a lot of great outfits still ready. There was apparently a full goth look, but I think the green was, yeah, maybe it was such a statement colour, and I think he felt like he was misdirecting people with the colourful, outrageous outfits instead of like trying to subtly stay in the background, which I think like David or someone has done.
What role do you think fashion plays in a programme like this?
I think it's really fun because I always think outfits can speak a million words. And I think this, especially this one, you know, like Paloma turning up in the I Heart Me jumper. And there was so many big, bold moments that I think people thought, hang on, I can really push my personal style here and it will deflect from anything else going on. And I think even when Jonathan would come in every morning, you was thinking, what is he going to be wearing? Not, is he here or is he a faithful?
Thank you so much for sharing some of that with us. I mean, I just think I would love to be able kind of, especially as we get into the autumn and winter, if you're kind of walking down the street and we're seeing some people kind of Claudia or Traitors inspired.
Yeah, see some
dressing.
tartan, some tweed.
I'll be up for
the Scottish Highlands back in the city. Thank you so much, Ellis Ranson.
Right, we've promised you we're going to have lots of ex-contestants on the show. We have got one more for you, and it is the name Diane Carson. Season 2 Faithful. Hi Diane, how are you?
Episode?
Oh, can you hear us all right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, brilliant. Sorry, I think I misheard you. Let's ask you, as the queen of gameplay, okay?
Yeah.
What have you admired, or who have you admired the most?
Well, I think probably everybody actually to have gone into the castle, but the ones standing out for me definitely are Kat and now Joe and Nick. I am a faithful through and through, but Kat almost deserves to win because the faithfuls have not done a good job of finding the traitors. And Kat, in fact, herself said she actually felt she would need to give the faithful some help. But actually, Nick and Joe are also just very true to standing up for what they believe. You know, the way they stood up for each other in that chess game, even though it was bad gameplay. I'm always in admiration of people that can stand up for principles and still play a game. And they've got through to the final. So I think they are incredible.
Something must be working for them. I just want to play for people, Diane, because I know you gave us your favourite moment while we have time to play it, and your favourite moment involved Alan.
Alan.
I am a favourite. I am a favourite. I just get nervous.
Oh, Alan.
It's so good, isn't it?
So good. That is iconic. I mean, Dan, can you maybe look directly into your camera and maybe let's do a little experiment. How difficult is it? Can you just deliver, I am a faithful?
Well, I can when I am. So I am a faithful, but I a few weeks ago played the live experience and I was a traitor. I was a recruited traitor. And I got to the very end. I'd killed everybody. And I had to decide whether to kill the traitor that I'd recruited alongside me. And I decided to. And I stood up and got the giggles exactly like Alan.
You did an Alan.
I am a better faithful than I am a traitor.
Have you loved watching the Celebrity season and how different has it felt to yours?
I think what it's done is brought back joy and laughter and fun in amongst the game, still smattering of drama and suspense. And I think for me, having a laugh as well is just what it's all about. So I have loved every moment of it.
Well, Diane, we really appreciate your time for joining us. Enjoy watching tonight's final.
Yeah.
We are a mere 5 minutes away. We are going to catch up one final time with Emily, who's at a watch party in London.
Hi, yes, it's got busier and busier here at this watch party in central London. Earlier I spoke to some people wearing cloaks, and I'm pleased to say I've managed to find a few others. Hello, everyone. How are we feeling? Just a few minutes to go.
Oh my God, we're looking at our watch, we're very excited.
I hope this noise stops. I want absolute silence when it starts. Absolute silence.
Okay, noted. Gareth, who is an organiser here at London Art Bar, just tell me, what's it been like preparing for this? This is a sold-out event, isn't it?
It's a sell-out event. It's been great fun. We did the same in January for the regular series, and that was so much fun. And as soon as we knew this was happening, we were like, we have to do this again.
And just talk me through your outfit. You've got a lantern. You've got
a lantern. I'm wearing green and black. I've got green eyeshadow and a cloak with a proper logo that I've borrowed. So really committed.
Putting everyone else to shame, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Although you guys look absolutely brilliant. You do.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we get any excuse to get the green capes out again.
Well, I'm not pretending to be anyone other than a faithful, so...
That's why you've done it, isn't it? Just tell me what you're most looking forward to. What are you expecting to see tonight?
Alan going and Joe and Nick winning.
Yeah, definitely Team Joe Marler all the way.
Love Nick. Think he's been brilliant throughout the whole thing. Just great at all the puzzles. Surely he's going to work this one out.
I think even though we're dressed as traitors, we're all hoping the faithful are going to pull out the bag at the end.
What's been the favourite moment of the series?
Oh, gosh. Probably, I think, with the celebrities stop being quite so polite with each other. And I think the gloves have come off a bit more at some of the more recent round tables. It's getting a bit more argy-bargy. So, yeah, I've enjoyed seeing that.
I think seeing Alan laughing, falling at the final post was the best one for me this week, yeah.
And definitely Claire Balding pulling the lever in the Trojan Horse Challenge was just the most...
Yes.
What about you, Gareth?
Definitely Alan laughing at stuff. That really has been hilarious throughout.
Alan, again, standing out this season, hasn't he? Thank you so much, guys. Well, there we go. Everyone poised and ready here in central London at this watch party, ready for the final to be screened in just a couple of minutes' time.
Yes, absolutely. Emily, thanks to you. Thanks to everybody who has been sending us messages throughout the last hour as well, as we count you down to the Celebrity Traitors Final. It has been truly iconic, jaw-dropping, laugh out loud, hilarious at times. We have completely loved it. We know so many of you are going to be tuning in tonight. We hope you are very close to being very ready. All your kind of goodies at the ready. Any final messages you want to squeeze in?
We just got one from Nikki in Dunstable. He says, I'll be watching from behind a cushion at home. As bad as it is, I'm hoping for a Traitors win. They've played so well. And Siobhan says, Alan Carr was an elite player. How he got away with it for so long, I will never know.
It's true, it's amazing. And I think, as some of the guys were saying there as well, it's amazing some celebs who've kind of gained new fans as well. It's incredible.
Different cross sections, I love it.
Well, listen, from us, there's all that's left to say is parting is such sweet sorrow. We're going to leave you now. If you are watching us on iPlayer, close this tab. You can find the Celebrity Traitors Final on iPlayer or switch over to BBC One.
Good night.